can't you be thankful I'm God? My angels rain flames on your squad. Through the fire you be thankful rain.
Peace to the God family. It's Wise Word Wednesday. Today's word is momentum. Momentum is the quantity of a moving body measured as a product of its mass and velocity. Right? The impetus gained by a moving object. So impetus is the force or energy created to make a body move. It's something that makes a process or activity happen, or happen much more quickly, right? Much faster. So keep that in mind, because I want to talk about mental momentum. Mental momentum is the psychological state where a string of successes, right, create a positive feedback loop that increases your confidence and your overall performance. Right? It's that increase in dopamine, right? That sense of being on a roll. Right? But the same goes for negative momentum, right? Or the opposite. Right? It'll create that opposite effect. Meaning it creates more it gives you that sense of failure, of unworthiness, of not being enough, sense of lack when you're in a state of negative momentum, right? And I wanted to talk about this because I feel like a lot of times when pushing for something, trying to achieve a goal, and that goal is unsucceeded. Is that a word? Or you don't succeed in that goal, or you were unable to complete a thing. You feel like you failed at something. You feel like you took a loss. That mindset creates negative momentum. Mm-hmm. So what we have to do is change our perspectives on these situations where we might come up on a loss or fail at something, and start to see it as something else. See it as a lesson to be learned. And if it's a lesson to be learned, then it's still a win. Right? It's that time now that we start to see everything as a win. And I say this because you're only doing either one thing or the other. You know what I'm saying? It's really no in between. You either have a positive mental momentum, you know what I'm saying, or you have a negative mental momentum. And it's seen throughout your daily life. You know what I'm saying? If you're constantly failing, if you constantly feel like you're failing, you know what I'm saying? If you have that why me mentality, if you find yourself saying why me all the time, that's negative momentum. You're only creating more why me moments for yourself. Instead of creating more lessons to learn, instead of creating more moments to learn, moments to learn a lesson, right? So we have to change our perspectives. We have to change our thought patterns. Right? It's crazy. I didn't even know mental momentum was already a thing until I started doing my word today. because I was just going to do momentum, and I was like, but I want to talk about how I want to talk about the momentum of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I talk to myself a lot while I talk to y'all, right? And I find myself in a negative momentum. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when I do these words, it's me talking to myself and just giving myself a reminder. And sometimes I just reflect on how I've been feeling, the things that I've been thinking about. Yeah, where my mind is, where my mind has been for the week. You know what I'm saying? For the day. Whatever the case is. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, Most High gives me the downloads to speak about the things that I need to work on as well. It's like, nah, you remind yourself. Right? So, that being said, we have to start to create that positive momentum. Right? We have to start thinking more positively about life, about living, about being. You know what I'm saying? Know that everything is working in your favor already, even if you feel like it's not. That's one of my favorite affirmations. Everything is working in my favor. The universe is working in my favor. Right? So the next time you take a loss or something doesn't go your way, right? You gotta put quotations on that too. You gotta remind yourself that everything works in your favor. So what is the lesson to be learned in this moment? So therefore I would be smarter, wiser, stronger for the next moment. You know what I'm saying? That negative momentum allows you to become blind to the lessons that need to be learned in those moments. Because instead of peeping the lesson, you go back to that why me? Why is this happening? And go straight to that negative mindset. Instead of taking a deep breath, telling yourself that everything works in your favor, you know what I'm saying? And looking for that lesson to be learned in that moment. And a lot of times when you find the lesson to be learned in that moment, you also find the answer to that to that problem. The solution to resolve whatever situation you're going through. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice that slight bit of happiness you gain after that downfall? You find answers, or answers come to you and get downloads. Man. Or you go to sleep and wake up with it because now you're sleeping, your mind is off of it. A lot of times. So let's start to be more conscious of our thought patterns, our thoughts. I'll say that again. Start to be more aware, more conscious of our thoughts. Every thought is a piece of energy, a source of force of energy that's creating some type of motion, some type of momentum for you. Through you. You know what I'm saying? So you choose the frequency in which that energy is being dispersed. Is it positive or negative? You know, I always thought it was so hard to not saying that, not that I thought that it was hard, but I didn't think it was easy. Didn't think it was a flip of the switch thing, an overnight thing. But it is. You choose. It's your choice to think positive or think negative. To be positive or be negative. To be happy or to be sad or to be angry. That's your choice. It's no one else's choice. No one else's problem. Nobody else is the cause. It's you. So with that being said, what do you choose to be, to create for yourself? What do you choose to be conscious of? How do you choose to see yourself? All these things will create momentum. That mental momentum. It's all in how you see it, how you see yourself. And that's going to determine it being positive or negative. So, I'm going to leave y'all with that. And start to choose today. That's my new thing. So hashtag choose today. Right? Hashtag LyfeIsreal. Hashtag LyfeInspired. Hashtag Wise Word Wednesday. But choose today to create a positive momentum. To start creating a positive momentum. Right? Because even though it is a flip of the switch thing, for everybody it isn't. And that's okay. Sometimes it takes time to come to that realization. Man. Once you open your eyes, you'll find it's easy. Peace to the gods. Much, much love. Also, y'all tap into my website. It's popping right now. LyfeInspired.shop. Shop with me. You know what I'm saying? We got the gear. Got the Elevation of the Gods collection coming soon. Look for that when the album drop. December 17th. Right? But we got the Eternal collection up right now, and we got some other pieces. Probably gonna drop a few more designs and collections soon, but yeah, I gotta start copying. Let's go support. Much love.
Another 3 a.m. night and I'm up work. Worst star, heat up the beam, my blunt burn.